So too, monks, there are these 5 courses of speech when others address you. Their speech may be timely or untimely, true or untrue, gentle or harsh, connected with good or with harm, spoken with a mind of loving kindness or with inner hate. Herein, monks, you should train thus. Our minds will remain unaffected, and we shall utter no evil words. We shall abide compassionate for their welfare, with a mind of loving kindness, without inner hate. We shall abide pervading that person with a mind imbued with loving kindness. And starting with him, we shall abide pervading the all-encompassing world, with a mind similar to a cat's skin bag, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. That is how we should train monks. Stop here for a moment. So here the Buddha has given many similes to tell us that if we practice loving kindness and compassion, and our loving kindness and compassion is abundant, exalted, immeasurable, then nobody can affect us with unpleasant words, etc. Monks, even if bandits were to sever you savagely limb by limb with a 2-handled saw, he who gave rise to a mind of hatred towards them would not be carrying out my teaching. Herein, monks, we should train thus. Our minds will remain unaffected, and we shall utter no evil words, and we shall abide compassionate for their welfare, with a mind of loving kindness, without inner hatred. We shall abide pervading them with a mind imbued with loving kindness, and starting with them, we shall abide pervading the all-encompassing world with a mind imbued with loving kindness, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. That is how we should train monks. Monks, if you keep this advice on the simile of the saw constantly in mind, do you see any cause of speech, trivial or gross, that you could not endure? No, venerable sir. Therefore, monks, you should keep this advice on the simile of the saw constantly in mind. That will lead to your welfare and happiness for a long time. That is what the Blessed One said. The monks were satisfied and delighted in the Blessed One's words. That's the end of the sutta. So this last simile that the Buddha has given is that even if you were to be caught by bandits and they saw off your limbs one by one with a 2-handled saw, if you got angry, then the Buddha says you are not carrying out his teaching, you are not practicing his teachings. And the Buddha says that our minds will remain unaffected. We shall abide compassionate for their welfare, and also abide pervading them with loving kindness, and abide pervading the all-encompassing world with loving kindness, abundant, exalted, immeasurable. Now this one you notice that the Buddha is saying that we should practice this loving kindness until it becomes abundant, exalted, and immeasurable. If you look at other suttas, you will realize that the Buddha's way of practicing loving kindness and compassion is first to attain the jhana. After you attain the jhana, then only you radiate this loving kindness so that it goes and pervades immeasurable, abundant. So, unless you have that strength of mind to do this, it is not possible to practice this advice of the Buddha. You are sawed up and you don't get angry. You can only do that if the mind is so strong that the mind cannot move. Right? The mind cannot move, then it's so peaceful, nobody can move your mind.